You know what my biggest recession indicator is?
What?
The fact that I currently have $10 total to my name. And my combined household income is well over $100,000 a year. And I only have $10 to my name. I get paid in 2 days. Thank God. But most of that paycheck is going to go to pay off bills that I haven't been able to pay yet because I only have $10 to my name.
Oh, I know I'm about to get some pushback in the comments, but if you want to fight, join the military. $100,000 in the household and having $10 to your name after everything is said and done, I feel like certain things should be questioned. If your family income is bringing in $100,000 a year and you're saying that all you got is $10 left after paying your bills, I don't think that that is an indicator that we are in a recession, because after you pay your bills, you only got $10 left. I think that speaks more about where your money is being allocated than the overall economy. And if we need to unpack it, let's unpack it, because we are talking as if $100,000 is a little bit of money. It's not. Now, a lot of people, if they made $100,000, would definitely find a way to blow all of the $100,000 and not have one red cent left. $100,000 is significantly way above the median household income. But you ain't got to take my word for it. Look at the fine print, y'all. It says here on census.gov, real median household income was $80,610. Now, this was back in 2023. It takes a little bit of time for them to give the data. Even off of these numbers, she ain't normal. You got bank. Now, I'm not sure if this is the case for her, but I find when you talk to somebody and they are constantly broke for an extended amount of time, no matter what is going on in the world, they broke. The economy's good, they broke. The economy's bad, they broke. They ain't never got no money. They always broke. I noticed that those people tend to spend a lot of money. They might also have an inflated lifestyle. They might also not know how to budget or even have a budget. They might be spending without a plan. And then when it seems like everybody is struggling, they struggling too, but they were already struggling. And the part that got me was this right here.
But most of that paycheck is going to go to pay off bills that I haven't been able to pay yet because I only have $10 to my name.
Bills are something that are reoccurring. It's not a surprise when you have like your electric, your water, utility bills and stuff like that coming out. Like, you know, you have a car note, you know, you have groceries. Y'all get what I'm saying? So if the bills, according to what she is saying, is what's doing her in off of $100,000, let's look deeper and ask, what bills are there? And then she said she was behind on bills. Now, granted, you could have a life circumstance where things can wipe you out. There is nuance to all these conversations. I understand that, but you may not have even had an emergency fund, or maybe you wiped it out completely because you were getting behind on bills, or maybe you're simply living above your means. That is the case with a lot of people that make a larger amount of money. Make sure you are tracking how much money you have coming in, track how much money you have going out. And by no means am I saying that the economy can't have an effect on these things, but look at what you have going on and look at what you can control and try to make some adjustments based off of what you see going on. It might be time to readjust that budget. These are all things that are going to help you out day to day, be better with your finances.
I get paid in 2 days. Thank God. But most of that paycheck is going to go to pay off bills that I haven't been able to pay yet because I only have $10 to my name. And then there goes most of my paycheck. And I've worked like hell to get to the financial position that I'm in right now. I was raised by a single mom who made maybe $15,000 a year. So I know what it's like to be poor. And I told myself I wasn't going to be in this position again. And yet here I am with a combined household income of well over $100,000. I'll just flat out tell you, from my 9-to-5 job alone, this is excluding any side hustles, and I have like 3. I make about $72,000 a year now, and I only have $10 to my name. We're cooked, chat. We're cooked.
I don't know, y'all. It ain't adding up. We have to be missing some very big expenses. Student loans. I know a lot of y'all got on May 5th. Car notes. Mortgages. Did you have a medical? You know what I'm saying? Something has to be the cause of why you only have $10 when you make $100,000.
So as someone who is chronically online and still has a full-time job, these are my top 5 recession indicators that are in no particular order and are not related, but I think are clear examples that things are about to get really bad. 1, Nepo babies trying to be influencers. You have all the money, access, and network in the world, and yet you are flaunting your lifestyle online for the opportunity for clicks and giggles. It's pretty lame. It's pretty weird behavior. 2, Mark Lamont Hill being on Joe Budden's podcast. Because why? 3, Trump making Marco Rubio do like 5 different jobs with no increased pay. 4, and I think we've seen a lot of this, is pastors now locking the doors of the churches in order to force the congregation to give more offering.
Look, Marvin said he said close the doors. Because from what I understand, they booked a venue and he was trying to raise money. It wasn't even for his church, but he was trying to make money back for the conference that he was at. So nonetheless, they were trying to get some money from the people.
I don't think that's what Jesus would do. Last but certainly not least, Morgan Bailey. Now showing her daughter back on social media, despite her saying that she wasn't going to show her anymore. And that goes for all family and mommy bloggers, really. Like, let your kids be kids without their entire life being documented for other people to watch.
I don't know who Morgan Bailey is, but she catching straight. One thing that really irks me, recession indicator or not, is people who are using their children online for monetary gain. I just think that that is ridiculous. They didn't ask to be here. And some of these parents be shoving the camera in these kids' face, trying to get all these views, and recording some of their kids' worst moments, embarrassing their kids, all for clicks, views, and to go viral. And we don't even know if the kids is getting any money out of that, but their face and their likeness is being used in these videos, and ain't nothing they can do because their parents are the ones doing it. At least ask them, do they want to be on camera first? Dang.
What are the big 4 recession indicators? I don't know. Maybe like the fact that the country's on fire and there's tariffs and everybody can't afford anything. Truthfully, honestly, like I really hope that this sort of cycle, this is going to be one of the last ones because people are really starting to like not want to just buy just to buy things. Like people are being very, very intentional about the things they purchase.
What is wrong with being intentional about what you purchase? See, that was one of the problems from the beginning. The reckless spending, overconsumption, just buying stuff just to buy it because you can buy it. And now look at us online talking about, oh, we struggling at a time where a lot of people are now struggling to afford their basic necessities. It is so sad to see and to remember what actually happened a few years ago when everyone was saying the economy was so great. People was out buying big screens. Y'all was doing crab leg boils, buying up all the shoes, all the clothes, all the cars, balling out of control. And now everyone talking about the price of eggs. Everybody talking about inflation is so high. Everybody talking about tariffs. And these are big things that a lot of people are struggling with. And that is why it's so sad to reminisce not too long ago about when people didn't care. Comment down below if you remember when people was balling out of control. This is further proof that every decision that you make in the past is going to catch up to you later. You just can't be doing stuff with no repercussions. That was the best time to stack. When you have the extra money, you're already in the game. You were supposed to be getting ready at practice. You're late. You see what I'm saying? I'm not happy the folks are struggling. I'm sad that they didn't prepare when they had it good.
They are looking more locally. They are purchasing less. And I am hoping, because normally that's not like a trend that's happening right now. Normally there's a big boost when a new president comes in, but this is like a shrinking. And that I'm hoping is actually a change. We saw this change during where people were consuming less because it wasn't an activity that you could just do. You couldn't just go and do it. But now it's different. You're still able to do these things, but you have the choice. And people still remember, like, did I spent like a year not shopping at these places, not just buying things just to buy things. I have a house full of crap. It just doesn't matter anymore.
And he said that so well. It is a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of stuff that most people don't need. But a lot of people treat shopping like it's a hobby, like it's a thing to do. And if they can't do that, it's almost like, oh my gosh, you're taking away my hobby. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Shopping is not a hobby. It is a way to make companies that a lot of y'all don't even like more rich and to keep you broke.
I have actually seen an uptick in people interested in joining the gym. I'm seeing an uptick in people interested in the career lifting program. And it is something that people are investing in. They're investing in things that are going to help themselves.
I don't care if there are recession indicators or not. What could be more important than you investing into you? Because who is going to look out for you better than you look out for you? Do you expect I don't care who it is, what organization it is. Do you honestly expect anybody but you to really care about you more than you care about you? On this earth, I don't think they exist. If you hit your funny bone right now, nobody's going to feel it worse than you going to feel it. They not even going to understand the pain when you try to describe it. They going to say, Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay? Because it's not affecting them. You're the one feeling the sting. Y'all got to wake up. And how you going to help anybody else if you can't help yourself?
And that's where I am super advocating to go and invest. You should invest in your health. A gym membership shouldn't be like a luxury item. It should be, if you're able to, it should be a necessity. It should be not up first on the chopping block when it comes to looking at your overall discretionary.
Yeah, I'm going outside and hit the pavement. A gym membership is cool and all if you can afford it. But again, we're over here talking about recession indicators. If you can't afford the gym, go for a walk. Go to a park. Do some laps around your neighborhood. If that is all that you can afford to do, you can stay really fit just walking. Get you 10,000 steps in a day. Just go for a walk. Get some air. Some of y'all don't even listen to the birds chirp. You don't take a minute to just woosah. Breathe. Let the sun hit your face or something. Point is, do what your finances allow you to do. I don't care if everybody going to the gym. I don't care if everybody got money for Pilates. If you don't got money for that, do what you can.
Recession indicator this, recession indicator that. Tattoo artists are taking walk-ins again and accepting trades. Babes were cooked.
Now you know we got a problem when the tattoo artists are actually taking people quick. And then some of them even was acting bougie. They was acting like they was too good to even pick up the phone. And another one that might need to feel it is the hairstylist. And here's why. They be wanting you to come washed, pressed, stretched out, all of this to get some braids. And for some of y'all that get wigs and stuff, they be wanting you already braided down. What are you going there for if they gonna have you do all these things at all these different places? I thought that was part of the experience. I don't know what's going on nowadays with these hairstylists. The hairstylists are off the chain. And you know who else? The nail salons. They out of control too. When I see the nail salons go down on them prices, I'ma know. I'ma officially know. And until then, we can keep doing our nails at the house.
Everybody keep ignoring the elephant in the room. The recession indicators, everybody on here trying to sell me some bullshit. That's the recession indicator. Why is everybody all of a sudden an entrepreneur? That's the recession indicator. But everybody's ignoring that? I have never not wanted stuff more in my life, but it's everywhere. Y'all are going to look back and say, what was the recession indicator of 2025? A bunch of literal nobodies on the internet throwing products at me that I have to pay extra money for with shipping that I could get faster from another website, but they want me to get it from here. And then if I click on the ad, I get nothing but more of that product, even if I already bought it. Niggas are broke. That's why they on here selling everything but the kitchen sink. We import everything. The stuff that we find valuable really isn't. Everybody's trying to sell you junk. You got to ask people about past recession indicators. It's because you're already in one.
I honestly don't see anything wrong with selling a product if you actually have something good to offer to the market. But a lot of people be selling a bunch of BS. This is a recession indicator for me. The people who sell the courses of the courses, what? They'll start by showing you their lifestyle like, hey, I'm able to go on this trip and I'm able to do all this and do all that. And it's all because of the course that I bought right here. And when they hit you with this, DM me for more info. You already know what time it is. The DM me for more info or the comment interested. I'm tired of y'all. So then you find out the person that sold it to you is just rounding up a whole bunch of people that they can sell this course to and then saying, hey, this is how I got money. But the actual course material is not what's making them money. So when they were showing you all of this vacation and, oh, I'm over here sipping lattes and I'm able to spend time with my family, they're able to do that because people bought the course. But the course ain't hitting on nothing. I'd be so tired of them.
You're trying to sell me some bullshit.
You want to know a true recession indicator?
What?
The fact that scammers are using the job market to try and take your money and your information.
She didn't tell no lie. And I'm tired of y'all calling my phone. I don't know how you got my number, but when I see you...
I mean, you're getting text messages and emails saying, hey, this is so-and-so from this recruitment company.
Yeah.
We have a really great job for you. In this economy are so desperate for jobs, even if they're like second or third jobs because we're all broke, right? That they are getting scammed by these like fake recruitment companies.
And I've got a text as well for a job that I know I didn't apply for. So yeah, she's right. And I also got one from the police department like last week talking about a police pack. I'm like, I thought something was wrong. Thought y'all was calling on official business from the police department. And then when I looked it up, people online are like, yeah, this is a scam. They're associating with the police so they can get money from people. This why when I hear donations, I'm like, I'm good. I'll go there directly and give them the money if I want to donate to something because I don't know what y'all got going on. It could be a scam for one. And how do I know that you really putting the money towards what you said you putting it for? I'm sorry. I done seen enough. I don't know what to believe.
People are giving over information, sending resumes. Probably, I've never done the scam. I've gotten a few emails being like, hey, I have a job for you for like X, Y, and Z. And I'm always like, oh yeah, send me more information. And they never do. It's like nobody ever replies to me because they want my information.
Yeah.
That's the true recession indicator, is when you're getting text messages from random emails saying that we have a job for you at Home Depot. Your background's going to be a great fit, even though you've never worked in a home improvement store or in anything to do with home improvement.
Right.
I worked in nonprofits. How will I be a great fit for Home Depot?
The spam calls have gotten so out of control, I just keep my phone on silent. Because y'all not finna bother me all day. And I'm blocking y'all anyway. I don't want to talk to you. And y'all need to get a job and get a life. We already know what time y'all are on. Leave us alone. We don't got money to be given to y'all. We trying to survive too. But you want to call people to scam. Grow up.
I keep seeing the conversation of like, oh, recession indicator, recession indicator. The one recession indicator I haven't heard anyone talk about is how angry everyone is, right? That's the biggest sign that, you know, the money is low. And I'm not saying this to be funny, but I'm being dead ass. Like, if y'all remember doing like 2020, 2021, when everybody had like PPP and I can't remember the other assistance, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like, when everybody was up, everybody has stimmies. Like, this app was the complete opposite of what it is now. Everybody was on here dancing, doing challenges, like.
And this is what I remember. And blowing a lot of money. Don't forget the money.
It was such a good time to be alive, like, because everyone was really happy. Like, you could just see the joy in the simplest of things. And right now, we're witnessing the complete opposite. Like, y'all are on here, grown people, might I add, grown adults, parents even. Y'all are on this app nitpicking with strangers. For what? Like, that's the biggest recession indicator. The anger.
She ain't lying. Y'all be wanting to fight people at the park, at Walmart. What is up? Road rage. Out of control. I was talking to my husband the other day. He was like, why every time I get on the road, is there like a road rage incident that I'm about to be a part of? And I told him, people are unhappy. They are. And they're on the road, going through whatever they went through that day, carrying them feelings, driving a 1-ton-pound vehicle that could wipe everybody out. And they just driving recklessly. They weaving in and out of traffic. They cutting you off. They not letting you over. You missing your exit. They flicking you off in the car. Like, we done got flicked off in the car a few times. I just be like, I'm not returning no energy to you. It's not worth getting into it with nobody because you just want to go home to your family. You got other things going on. It's whatever you bickering about, this little 10-second tit for tat that you trying to do, let it go. It's not that deep. I seen somebody ram a guy in the back of a truck because they didn't want to let the dude over. And we got it on camera. It was nuts. I was like, what is going on? This was just like a month ago. We got to do better.
Just got back from Sephora, and you guys, I swear, I cannot go to Sephora without spending $200.
What? Boy, I tell you. She said she can't go to Sephora without spending $200. What is going on, y'all? Are we okay? How did it get to this point where Sephora got up on some of y'all? And cool if you can afford it, but what are y'all getting for $200 at Sephora?
And like, I'm not saying this as in like, I have a shopping problem. I'm saying this as in every product I grab is at least $30, $40.
That's how much it is now? I thought they was like 13 plus. $30? Is that what y'all looking at now? Is Ulta that bad too? What about the drugstores? What about Walgreens, CVS? Why does Sephora need to be the king of kings when it comes to where all the women are getting all this stuff from? If you broke, stay out Sephora. They are not your friend. They don't love you. Never have. Never will.
So like, if you grab 5-6 products, yeah, sure, plus tax, it's crazy. Definitely a recession indicator.
And to be honest, if I didn't have the money for it, wouldn't step foot in there anyway. That's what's best for a lot of y'all. Stay out Sephora, because you ain't got no discipline. You gonna go in there and put it on a credit card, or even worse, maybe you're gonna open a Sephora credit card. We already talked about the APRs on those things in another video.
Here's a few recession indicators you may not have noticed. 1. The growing number of people being admitted to hospitals with severe burns from water bottles. Why is that a recession indicator? People can't afford to heat their homes.
I have never heard of this being an issue. I didn't know that this was a thing. But if that's true, that's interesting. What? People are heating their homes with water bottles? Lord have mercy.
Do you know how f***ed up that is? 2, the nightlife scene is basically gone. People are like, it's dissipating, loads of things are closing down. No, guys, it's gone. We're in spring. We had sunny days. It's a Friday night. There was nobody in the streets by 12:45.
Ain't nothing out there but the devil. She talking 12:45 at night? What you think you finna get? Like, might be best that you wasn't out in them streets. Come on, y'all. We done live life. Like, I'm 32. Ain't nothing productive going on. Come 9 o'clock, everybody about to be on the road driving crazy. And I ain't got time for it. I'm trying to live a long life.
I was on the bus home at 1 a.m, leaving dinner. Nobody was around. People can't afford licenses. People can't afford to go out. People can't afford drinks. People can't afford to come home late in an Uber or spend money on an Uber that they could just use for something else. However, I did think in a recession people are meant to party more, but hey, I guess with everything closing down, where are they going to party?
Why you want to party if you don't got no money? Is partying even fun when you're broke? Because when I don't got no money, that's all I can think about. Is how I need to figure out my life and get stuff in order. I don't want to party. I don't want to drink. Isn't that just like a distraction from what you need to be thinking about? Like, come on, y'all. It's a distraction.
3, me and my friends want tricks for everyday things. This was a little bit of a joke. But before we'd be like, oh, like you just want a Birkin bag or a Chanel bag or something like that. We don't have either. At least me and this friend that I'm talking about. Now we're like, damn, wouldn't it be nice to shop in like Waitrose and maybe continue Pilates, maybe go back to therapy, maybe get some braids, some knotless braids, some knotless bum left braids. Like, life is hard. The girls aren't dreaming about a trip to Turks and Caicos. They're dreaming about a trip to M&S.
Another thing you could do is just do your own hair. You wanted the purses, why don't you just go on DHgate? Y'all, the Chinese was on there talking about how the knockoffs and the quote-unquote real things was the same thing anyway, even though I tried to tell y'all last year, but y'all tried to eat me up in the comments. I already knew. But is it really worth it if when you bought it, when everything was going good and now things ain't looking so good and now you're just like, dang, I just want to do Pilates. That sounds like a dissatisfied customer. That don't sound like somebody that is happy about how they spent their money. So was it really worth it? Now, she was talking about a trip, Turks and Caicos, isn't that expensive? And why do y'all be wanting to go to the most expensive places? If in the future, if anything bad was to happen, it's going to be like, man, now I just want to be able to keep my lights on. And ain't nothing wrong with going to these places if you can afford it. But I think a lot of times we skipping steps. We're trying to go from, hey, I got a good job that's paying okay to, hey, I'm going to Turks and Caicos and I'm going to go blow a bag. What about a national park? What about like build up that emergency fund first? What about making sure you have money in case your tire blow or your AC go out? Because it's getting hot. There is comfort in being prepared, y'all. But sadly, a lot of people are trying to find comfort in the things that they buy, all in the end to just be dissatisfied and thinking, is there more? Is there something better? So what was the point?
We have some breaking news right now. Recession indicators are flashing as McDonald unexpectedly saw an economic downturn within its own financials in the first quarter of 2025. This morning, the company announced that between January and March of 2025, its store sales dropped by about 1%. Now, economists had predicted that the store sales would actually rise 2% in that same time period. And the reason why they slumped about 3% was because of economic uncertainty, because consumer confidence continues to fall, because tariffs are leading to price increases. But McDonald's isn't the only company that's facing lower than expected profits right now, or sales. Chipotle last week also announced that its revenue was weaker than expected in the first quarter of 2025. This McDonald's announcement was really unexpected and is a recession indicator.
Back in the day when I was growing up, you could go there and all the burgers was about $1. The double cheeseburger, the McChicken, you get a fry, all of that. My mom used to send me to McDonald's when I was in summer camp with change, like $2, $3 a day. And I was eating good. The cheese melted. Quality was still good. You could get 2 apple pies for about $1. The prices don't went up and the quality of the food is not the same. People were going to McDonald's because they were cheap and affordable and the quality was okay. But if you're going to up the prices, lower the quality of the food, and then think that people that were only going there because the food was affordable, if you think they're going to keep coming back, if McDonald's and Chick-fil-A are right next to each other and McDonald's is charging just as much as Chick-fil-A, you aren't even competing in the market with food that people generally like. They're going to go somewhere else. Y'all, comment down below and let me know what you think about the quality of McDonald's food. Do you think that that was a recession indicator? Because I think so, but also, why did they up the prices like that anyway?
Recession indicator, because I remember the first time around, especially working in like aesthetics and medical spas. Everything becoming a DIY. You have the body cavitation machines at home, the skin tag remover machines at home, microneedling at home. This is a recession indicator. Fun fact, recession indicators from the first go around was the reason the natural hair movement started, because we're not having the money to like go get their hair done weekly bi-weekly, once a month, braids, like historically Black women were doing.
Now, I thought everyone just wanted to embrace their natural beauty and work with what they had. That's what I thought. But now I got to think about it. Like, it's an interesting perspective she has there.
My mom was one of those women who my entire life up until the recession, and I know the recession was around Obama's administration all around that time, always had a blowout at a press once a week. I mean, she went to the beauty shop every week. During the recession, she went natural. She was on YouTube watching the videos, like a lot of women. And from that, Courtney's main choice was and mind you, main choice is in a lot of Target type places. And people don't credit Courtney with being like one of the main ones. She was one of the first ones. She was the one that popped it off for real. Courtney's Courtney. Anyway, because I know that's who my mom watched.
I need to look up who Miss Courtney is, but shout out to Miss Courtney. I don't know who that is, though. In 2008, I hadn't even graduated from high school yet.
It started because couldn't afford to get their hair done once a week no more. Before y'all get started, I don't think it's the only reason. I do think that we did, as a community, need a resurgence of, love of our natural hair textures and all these things. Like, yeah. I get what you're all saying, But this, I definitely do think it's one of the reasons, and which was crazy as to why it turned into all just having to buy these expensive creams, because the point was, I can't go get my hair done. Why would I pay $30 for a conditioner? Stupid.
I mean, she has some great points. And I want to know, currently in 2025, are people still getting the braids and the wig? Like, y'all know people getting lace fronts and everything. Are people still going to the salon to get their hair done as frequently? Or are y'all doing DIYs? I've been able to do my own hair since I was 13. My locks, did them myself, maintained them myself, installed them myself. Nobody's ever touched my locks. But I won't lie, a part of that is because I didn't like buying all these products. I didn't like putting all these things in my hair. And I also didn't want to pay nobody to maintain my locks, which is why I maintained them myself. For one, I don't trust many people in my hair. And then two, yes, how much money some people charge for styles and to upkeep your hair is ridiculous. So it's like, if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. Save a coin. That's more money that you can put into the stock market or to your emergency fund or to whatever it is that you actually want your money to go towards. Use it for that instead. Because how much money some people spend on their hair could have easily had some extra buffer money in case some stuff got tough. It went on hair. It went on nails. Do it yourself. YouTube is free. All this free game online.
We're all talking about recession indicators. I'm going to add my 2 cents. So my grandma was born in 1935. She recently passed away. And she used to buy frozen juice concentrates, and then she would mix it with water to make juice, because that's how a juice concentrate works.
Smart.
So today I was going to pick up juice to make smoothies, or as she would say, fruit drinks. And I was usually going to buy just like orange juice, whatever. Costs like $5 to $8 for orange juice. This is $2. I got pineapple because they didn't have orange. And then I just mixed this with 3 cans fulls of cold water, mix it together, and it makes 40 ounces or 48 ounces of juice. Talk to your grandparents, especially if you're Black or brown. Ask them how they got through those times. Like, my grandma was born during the Great Depression, okay? Some of the things they did were survival that they just kept doing.
I actually think that was a great piece of advice for people that like to drink juice. Because if you're going to do it anyway, why not do it for cheaper?
Buying groceries, getting a drink with friends once or twice a week, getting a little daily coffee or tea should not be setting anyone back financially. And the fact that it does is an indicator of an unsustainable economy.
Do y'all think that it's tea, coffee, and stuff like that that is setting people back financially? In all honesty, this is probably the first time I've ever heard somebody say that going out to go get coffee or tea or something like that is really crippling them or setting them back. And I want to know, is that the experience y'all are having? Like, going to Starbucks is what's doing y'all in, or is it something else? Because when we were doing a review video on the student loans not too long ago, the girl in the video was like, coffee isn't what's doing me in. She was essentially saying it was her loans, in that her going to go get the coffee every day wasn't making a dent. This is news to me. Y'all let me know.
Like, most people aren't driven by wanting to own the whole world and understanding stocks in the market. And most people just want to break bread with their friends.
Well, that's perfectly fine, but I kind of feel like you just get what you get. Literally. But wouldn't it be easier to break bread with your friends if you had investments that were making you money so you could then break bread? Because we're acting as if breaking bread is free. Who's buying the bread? Where's the bread coming from? Who's supplying the bread?
With their community, catch a vibe. And I reject any rhetoric that calls that excessive, that calls that financially irresponsible.
When y'all be trying to catch a vibe, it don't be for free. A lot of y'all don't even like to go outside. Y'all don't like nature. We not catching you at a river. Heck, some of y'all not even ready to go forage for berries in the forest. And you can do all of this for free. That's not the type of vibes y'all catching though. Am I right? Y'all want to go eat steak and lobster, pasta. Y'all want to go get some drinks, go on a nice vacation. That's the vibes. Y'all want to go party, get litty. Hello? Y'all not finna gaslight me and make it seem like y'all are trying to do stuff for free. When your friends call you, that's the reason you're broke. Because your friends got expensive taste.
Spending a little extra on groceries will never do as much damage as greedy people in power. We saw that with the tariff stuff. We saw that with the 401k stuff. We really, as we go further and further into this economic chaos, we gotta reject rhetoric that puts so much blame on individuals who mostly just want to be able to pay their rent, hang out with their friends, and maybe travel every now and again.
Paying your rent costs money, hanging out with your friends costs money, and going on vacation costs money. Everything she just named costs money. Ain't nothing she said here was free. So if you want to do all those things, you need what? Some dough. I'm confused about why y'all are confused about that. Or you need to start hanging around a bunch of earthly people. You know, like the people that go outside and they be putting their bare feet on the ground, trying to get energized and stuff. Like, hang around them folks. And also, when it comes to the 401ks, what about it? And I mean that in the nicest way, because this woman don't look like she's old enough to be retired. And what really happened is the people who were freaking out are people who shouldn't have been freaking out in the first place, because we aren't even at the age to where we are able to pull out our retirements from our 401ks. We will be facing penalties. So when I seen people doing that, knowing that you still got another 15 more years in this job market to go, pulling out 401ks, that was very interesting. And everybody's entitled to do whatever they want to do. But the stock market is up and down, up and down. So if you took out your 401k because you were nervous and you were scared and you're like our age, like her age, I personally don't understand why. Why would you take it out at the bottom?
That's not excessive. That's not irresponsible. People have a right to life and living.
You have a right to life and living, but it's about how people want to do stuff. Y'all want to do expensive stuff? Like, just keep it for, like, y'all got expensive taste. We all know what certain things we can cut back on in order to save money. As much as people be like, oh, no, it's not the coffee. It's not me going out to go get drinks with my friends. It's not expensive to go out and go to the club or whatever you do. That stuff be adding up. And if you just cut it out and put the money elsewhere and invest it into yourself, when the economic downturns come, you wouldn't be as worried. You wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I should still be able to get my coffee. You would probably still be able to get your coffee, but you would have to have delayed gratification. See, the problem is a lot of people don't want to delay any gratification. They want everything when they want it, how they want it, and you better get it fast. And then whenever the time comes that they truly can't afford those things or they're starting to feel the pinch, they're like, I should be able to get my coffee. I kind of feel like we have first world problems, y'all. We're talking about things that you can really do at your house. And this is why I say people just need to do whatever they can afford. If you can't afford to be going out with your friends, don't go out with your friends. Tell them no. If they're really your friends, they'll be around. But what some of y'all might find is when you start telling people no and y'all are only linking up to do certain activities, you might find that those ain't really your friends. You might not even hear from them.
Okay, so y'all brought back the ice bucket challenge. We're making our pictures look bad again on purpose. We can't afford eggs, and Zed ended his Coachella set with clarity. We're in a recession. We're in a recession.
To be honest, I didn't understand much of what she said, but I understood the ice bucket challenge part, because when people had nothing but time on their hands, the foolery was at an all-time high. And then somebody here in the comments said, don't forget the Harlem Shake is back too. Is it? The Harlem Shake is back? Y'all comment down below. Is the Harlem Shake back?
Recession indicator this, recession indicator that. You know how I know we're in a recession? The Depop have come back to earth. I just, a bunch of micro mini Y2K shorts. I was expecting them to be like $55, $18. The prices on Depop, go check. The Depop bitches are back to earth. That's the only indicator you need.
And I wonder, since these people have come back to earth on their prices, are people about to start buying it up? I don't know what it is, but people are loving to bring back the 2000s and the millennial dress, how we used to dress back in the day. Baby fat. Y'all gonna bring back FUBU? Jabos? What about LRG? If you know, you know. I think they tried to bring back True Religion, but I'm not sure if it worked. Y'all comment down below. From that era, what was like one of your favorite things to wear? Felines had everybody in the chokehold.
I saw this today and was immediately happy.
Right.
But then I realized this is a recession indicator. If you're in the DC area, you probably saw this sign in front of a Five Guys. They have started rolling out their combo. If you know Five Guys, You know, it is terribly expensive to go there because they sell everything separate. Now, I only go there whenever I'm on my period because I'm just really hungry and craving it. Don't believe me? Go to their online menu. This is how much their burgers cost. And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't look like this IRL.
What? Now, this one right here might be it. Five Guys come down on their prices. I never thought I'd see the day. You end up spending like $30-something on some burgers, but at least you get a bunch of fries.
And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't look like this IRL. The fries, that's mainly what we all go to. And a lot of times they'll put in a cup, but also fill in the bag too. Almost all of them have a Coca-Cola Freestyle. I don't know why they put the bottle ones up, but I assembled my own meal on here just to show y'all the price. Pre-tax, I'm paying $22.87 for a meal at Five Guys. So for them to roll out this classic combo, which honestly is basically a kid's meal, it's a recession indicator. Little burger, little fry, and I believe a small drink. Baby, you know it's bad when Five Guys is actually rolling out combo meals. I know someone's going to say, oh, I've gotten combo meals all the time. You've ordered things separately to make your own combo meal. They're rolling out theirs official. Child, is getting so bad out here.
And I agree. Them making it $13.99 is just like, it's like, hey, come on in. You know, the folks that were going to McDonald's, come on in. Wendy's, Burger King, all of y'all, come on in. We got you. These are competitive prices. That's what I think. I think it was a genius combination to add. Going out to eat, I think a lot of people spend at least $15 when they're going to get lunch or something. Five Guys might be onto something with this one.
I'm going on that diet, Bob, and when I'm done, I'm going to look like Gretchen's skinny sister.
Y'all, this one right here says, everybody wanting to be skinny again is a recession indicator, by the way. Y'all, I got to know what y'all think about this one. A lot of stuff is going on right now. Some people are on the Ozempic. This right here actually makes me think about different times in history where a lot of like royalty back in the day would be associated with how they looked as far as were they skinny or were they more on the heavier side. It really just depended on the culture. But I do remember in some cultures, being more on the heavier side was a sign of beauty or of wealth because you're able to eat more. And being on the smaller side was like, you may not have had that much resources or money, which was reflective of how you would look because you were more on the slim side. But I definitely think she has a point. We're seeing a lot of celebrities trying to be more on the slim side right now. And I'm not sure if they're doing that to be more relatable or to seem more like the average person, because the average person, if stuff really does hit the fan, might not be able to eat as much as they were able to before. So they might drop weight, if you get what I'm saying.
Everyone is like, oh my God, recession indicator. You want to know the craziest recession indicator I saw today? A bagel shop was advertising free water. I think it might be even worse than the DoorDash buy now, pay later, although that's also pretty bad. But it's this bagel shop that I live near, and they had a sign out on the sidewalk, and I did a double take when I walked past. It said free water with your purchase of a breakfast sandwich. And they had that little easel out on the sidewalk, all caps, like loud and proud, like, hi, come get it while it's hot. You're free water. Like, mama, have you ever heard this saying, April showers bring May flowers? If I wanted free water, I would just step outside, tilt my head up, and open my mouth. It's been raining every single day. I will say, I think one of the biggest recession indicators has been in our faces for quite some time. And it used to be the source of like some of my best content. Finding a job, it's so difficult now. And it's been really difficult for like a year and a half, 2 years at least. Like my unemployment era was over a year ago. Even just the amount of like restaurants and bars that will just be empty. Like even in super popular areas of Manhattan, you walk by, not a single table is occupied.
I don't know about that. People are still out to eat. Every time I go out, everything packed.
Granted, we're not technically in a recession yet, but like the fact that businesses are resorting to advertising free water, that makes me a little worried. I don't know about you.
That don't make me worried because y'all remember when we used to get water cups? Maybe some of y'all didn't get water cups, but that was free water. And I don't know.
I was just at work and this kid asked his mom for a strawberry donut. And she went, there's absolutely no way I'm getting you a donut. And he went, oh, you don't have the money, do you? The recession is here.
That little boy grounded as we speak. Mom, like, how dare you come out here embarrassing me? Taking you nowhere no more. I'll leave you at the house. And I just want to know, what is the biggest recession indicator that you have seen so far this year? And also let me know, do you agree with any of the recession indicators that we have seen in this video? Comment and let me know what you think down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. And we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.